Hey everybody, it's Justice for Comics. It is Friday evening. The top 10 list from Comic Book Invest just came out just a few minutes ago, so you're getting this video very early. Normally I would do this either late Friday or early Saturday morning, but yeah, I just had the motivation to shoot it now since that list just came out. So let's get into it. I wanted to also highlight one of the books I had pre-ordered in advance. This is the Web of Venom, Carnage Reborn. This is the Virgin variant by Kyle Holtz, and I got a good deal on this. I think I paid around $55, and I see on eBay it's selling around 100 to 125 range. So yeah, it's pretty cool. I like it. I've actually got another one that I bought around $70 that will be coming in the mail as well. So I'll have 2 copies of this book. Nothing really major happens in it. I kind of bought it hoping that there was a new character or some kind of major development. That didn't really happen, but it's gone up in value, so I'm at least happy about that. But yeah, so there is the Virgin variant of Carnage, of Web of Venom, Carnage Reborn. So let's jump into the top 10 list, brought to you by CBSI. Let me zoom in here a little bit so you can see. Number 10 is Amazing Spider-Man, number 365. I think this is the first appearance of Spider-Man 2099. I think there's rumors that there's probably going to be I don't know if it's a movie or an appearance of the character. So this book's heating up. Prices are in the $200 range now in this book. 2 months ago, you could have picked it up, I guess, around $100. So it's basically doubled in 2 months. I probably wait on that. You know, if you're really hot about buying that book and having that first appearance of Spider-Man 2099, I'd wait a few months. You know, right now it's super hot. Prices are really hot. I think you could see it pull back a little bit. Probably not going to see it drop down to $100 range for a near mint copy, but you know, you might be able to pick it up for $150 to $175 range. So if that's a book you're going to hunt down, I would wait on that just a tad. All right, number 9 is Punchline number 2. Antarctic Press is pretty hot lately with basically 2 titles, Rags and Punchline. Those titles have been selling out very quickly, very low production run. I do have issue number 1 of Punchline. I don't have the B cover. Still have to track that down. That's the variant cover. It's a 1 for 10. I do have the A cover here. This is the A cover of Punchline highlighted, and there also is a variant cover of that, a 1 for 10, that's probably going for double the price of the A cover. So, you know, I've not seen too many sales yet, but I've seen some things on eBay where it's, you know, $15 to $20, maybe a little higher, and then the B cover I think is like $40, $50 for that at a minimum. So that is something that if you find it, I doubt you're going to see it at your local shop, but if you find it out there, definitely pick that up, especially if you can get it around cover. I think that would be a good one. All right, going up the list here, number 8. Mega Ghost number 1. This is the Eric Powell variant. This was a 1 for 10. I did pick that up in my Midtown order for, it was a little bit more than the regular cover price. I think the regular cover price on the A cover was $3.99, and the variant cover, the one for 10, I think it was like $5.99. So it was a couple dollars more. I'm definitely glad I grabbed it because I think right after I picked it up, it sold out that day. So it's been a hot book. Recording sales around the $15 to $20 range. So, you know, if you can get it cheaper, that'd be probably a good book to pick up. I haven't read it yet, so I can't certainly give you any reviews on it. Number 7 is Silver Surfer, Best Defense number 1. This is the 1 in 25 scan variant. This is definitely a hot book. It was mentioned last week by comicbookinvest.com. And it's, I don't know if that was on the list last week or not. I can't remember. But, you know, for a couple weeks now, this has been a hot book. I think last week I saw some sales in the $65 to $75 range, but right now it's around $40. So still definitely going higher than the ratio variant. It should be selling around $25, $30, but it's selling more, obviously $40 because of demand. So I got that in my Midtown order as well. I picked it up for around 21 bucks, so I'm looking forward to getting that this month in my Midtown order. Definitely a beautiful cover. Probably one of the best Silver Surfer covers I've seen in a long time is this issue by Scan. All right, let's move up the list here a little bit. Number 6, Grumble number 1, Word Bubble variant. So this was, I don't know if this was a randomly inserted variant, but there's only 300 of these listed. I don't know anything about this title. It's, I guess in the cover there it says "Witchcraft Ain't It a Bitch," and then the bitch word is sort of scratched out, but you can kind of still see that the word says bitch. So they cleverly scratched it out, but it wasn't scratched out, so I don't know. It's considered a secret variant. I picked this up for $35 2 nights ago based on a post I saw on, I think it was comicbookinvest.com. This actual website had posted on something on Instagram about it. I went on eBay real quick. I saw buy it now for $35, purchased it, and resold it within an hour to somebody else for $55. You know, I'm not interested in the title. I was sort of just taking advantage of the heat on the book. You know, earlier you can get to a book sometimes. You know, and of course the guy that bought it at $55, you know, maybe this goes to a $100 book. Who knows? I mean, this could keep climbing in value, but you know, I made $20 real quick flipping a book that I really don't care that much about. Obviously, the print run at 300 is pretty darn low, so there could be some long-term value to this book, depending on how well the series does. But it's not my thing. The artwork doesn't really appeal to me. It sort of just doesn't, you know, it's not something I would be normally collecting. So I'll be happy to make a quick buck on it, though. Not too bad. 20 bucks in less than an hour. Number 5 is Red Sonja. Number 21, the Derek Chu New York Comic Con Virgin variant. Only 500 of these listed. So apparently this was going for around $75, and now it's being listed around $175 for this one copy. Apparently you could buy the whole set for $75, and now this one issue is going for $175. I wonder, I've got a Red Sonja that I ordered from the New York Comic Con. It's not a Chew cover. It's a, I believe it was the Perillo cover, which is, in my opinion, better than the Chew cover. And I think I paid, I think I paid around $50 or $60 for it. And it's also a Virgin cover, so it'll be interesting to see if that book gets any attention or any heat on it. It's also a New York Comic Con variant, and it's also limited to only 500. You know, this cover is kind of cool, but I think the Perillo looks way better. So I will be highlighting that in an upcoming video as soon as I get it in the mail. It's been a little bit of a delay trying to get it. It's coming from Canada, but I should have it hopefully in the next week or so. Number 4 on the list, Firestorm number 24. This is on there for the, looks like it's the first appearance of Blue Devil. I guess there's a Swamp Thing show potentially coming up. 9/8s were going for less than 50 bucks. Now they're around 150. This is an early 1990s book. You know, this will be one of these things that, you know, maybe you can find it in a back issue bin in your comic book shop. I doubt it. I don't know. It's probably something that you'll probably have to hunt down on eBay, but I wouldn't chase it. You know, it could be one of these things that's hot for a week or two and then settles back down. So, you know, Blue Devil, I don't know long term if that's a character really worth tracking down. I certainly wouldn't be paying $150 for that book, but you know, if you find a deal on it or if you hunt it down cheap, definitely try to pick it up if you can. Number 3 on the list is Marvel Superheroes Secret Wars number 7. This book, I guess there's an appearance of Julia Carpenter, who potentially could be making an appearance in the Spider-Verse movie. $15 to $20 for this book. Seems like a long shot. So you got a lot of people speculating on, characters that may or may not be coming out in a potential movie. Who knows? Yeah. So this is probably a book that was sitting mostly in dollar bins, and now it's shooting up to $15, $20 in raw condition. I don't think I have that in my collection. Probably not something I'm interested in tracking down either. But, if you're at your local shop, might be worth digging through a back issue bin just to see if it's sitting there. Obviously, if it's sitting there for $1 or a couple dollars, it might be worth picking up. But probably not something I would officially go after and track down. Number 2 on the list is a very familiar book to a lot of comic book investors in the last year or two, and that is Teen Titans number 12. This is the first appearance of the Batman that laughs, who laughs. I remember when this book came out, it was very hard to find. I mean, I was looking for this book the week it came out, and I still ended up having to pay, I think on eBay I paid around $25 or $30 for the A cover. Also ended up buying a B cover several months later at around $40 for the book. So I've got an A and a B cover. I wish I had bought multiple copies of this book, obviously. Raw condition, this is selling around $75 to $100, and I think that's actually low. Like, I checked eBay the other day, and most of the copies were above $100. So I would say $125 to $150 for a raw copy is probably what you'd be paying right now. The title, it just came out for the Batman Who Laughs. There's a lot of attention on it. 2 or 3 months from now, you definitely could see the price of this book take a little dip. I definitely think long-term it's going to maintain above $75. But don't chase it. I think if you don't own this book and you want to own it, wait for it to drop. Maybe wait for it to dip a little bit below $100 for a raw copy. 9/8s are probably not going to drop too much. So, and that is a hard book to find in a really high grade. I remember getting my copy. It's got, all of them have like little spine ticks near the upper spine corner. So, it'd be very hard to find a 9/8. My copy's probably a 9/4 or 9/6. I don't think it's a 9/8, just because most of them ones that I've seen, have had that little flare in the corner. So very, very difficult book to find in a 9/8 condition. And finally, number 1 on the list is X23 number 7, the Mike Deodato variant. This just came out this past week. It just hit the stores on Wednesday. Not since Batgirl 23 has a B cover done so well, and this was a cover price book, $3.99. And I went into my local shop and I found only one on the wall, and I got it for cover price. Luckily, I found it for cover price. And now this is a $25 to $40 book. I just looked today and it is selling north of $30. I think the average price was around $35 for this book. So it's a pretty cool cover, and it is the first appearance of X-Assassin, which I guess is a clone, another clone of X23. Yeah, it's a cool cover, no doubt about it. Let me zoom out. Whoops, sorry. It is a cool cover. I definitely like it, and I do have the A cover coming. I don't think that book is heated up too much. This is the one everyone wants. Just probably a little lower print run than the A cover, but it wasn't like a 1 for 10 or 1 for 25 variant. It's just a regular issued B cover variant. So, you might be able to find this in your shop still for cover price. Definitely worth trying to track it down if you can. But that's a hot book. That's the number 1 book for the week. So wanted to highlight those books and go over that top 10 list. Also, real quick, some other books that I think might be worth getting. There's a new Godzilla movie coming out. So I went on eBay and picked up a nice copy of Godzilla #1. This came out, I think 1977 was the year it came out. So you should be able to find these reasonably. I mean, I looked on eBay. You know, a high-grade copy is going to be $25 to $30 perhaps. I got a really good deal. I got this book, and this is like easily a 9.6. I mean, I don't see anything wrong with this book. It's in beautiful condition. I got that one. I got an Alpha Flight #1 in really high grade, definitely a 9.6 or a 9.8. I got that along with the Godzilla. I also got a New Mutants #1 in high grade, definitely either a 9.4 or a 9.6. I mean, really beautiful shape. And this is a book I have never owned before, so same thing with the Alpha Flight. And then I also got like a mid-grade She-Hulk #1, first appearance of She-Hulk. There's some stains on the back of it. You know, no spine ticks really, so it presents well, but it's about a mid-grade. I would say it's a 5.5 or a 6. I got all these books. I mean, I couldn't believe the deal. All these books, all 4 of these books for $45. So I was really, really happy to get those. So there are some fantastic deals on eBay. You just have to kind of dig for them. You know, this would have cost me alone in high grade $25, $30. So I got the rest of these books for, you know, basically 10 to 15 bucks. So really, really good deal. So that's all I had for Friday, highlighting the top 10 list, and I might shoot another video this weekend based on some other books I'm expecting to get in the mail, so look for that. Hope everybody has a great weekend, and I will talk to you guys soon. Thanks, guys.